Salutations everyone, and welcome to another Black Ops 3 beta video. Today we're going to be talking about the LMGs from the beta. There was two available, the BRM, which is the one I have right here, quite similar to the LSAT in stats and how it handles recoil, damage, and all that good stuff. And the other was the Dingo. Oh, by the way, I'm using the red dot, the grip, and the quick draw handle. Incendiary grenade, and two EMPs, I believe, with flak jacket, fast hands, and engineer. I like having engineer in my LMG classes for taking out enemy equipment and score streaks and the like. I tried to see how easy it was to destroy a UAV or a counter UAV with just a gun. Unfortunately, see, I am testing it right here actually. Unfortunately, it's not as powerful as you would want it to be. It'd be nice if the engineer perk gave you some sort of damage, bullet bonus against, airborne targets, but that is not the case. So they didn't revert back to the way UAVs should be, like they were in Modern Warfare 2, where you could shoot them down with a gun. Granted, stopping power actually did help you get that done, but with a suppressor that would even out, and still, it wouldn't take an entire magazine to destroy. But unfortunately, the case with Black Ops 3 is it takes pretty much an entire big old belt of LMG rounds to take out a UAV. So, this disappointing a little bit, but the UAVs are at least easier to see. So let's talk about the LMGs. Using the BRM right here, like I said, similar to the LSAT in damage and recoil. It's got a pretty good sized magazine, pretty low recoil, and pretty decent firepower. It's what you want in an LMG. In a perfect world, it wouldn't be magazine. It would be magazine fed instead of belt fed, just because it'd be faster reloads. But the reload isn't the worst thing in the world. So with this gun, as you can see that's about standard for an LMG, full reload. If you're not completely depleted, it won't be quite as slow, but for the most part, it'll get the job done. The other LMG was the Dingo, and if I were to attribute that in similarities to another LMG in the COD franchise, I would compare it to the QBBBS, or I don't remember how many Bs are in that gun. Not the best LMG, but fast rate of fire, pretty slow recoil, pretty low damage. But it's going to have a faster fire rates than most of your other LMGs. So I think both of the LMGs were pretty good. They were pretty usable. It wasn't the LMGs weren't as amazing as they were in, say, like Modern Warfare 3. I think those had the best LMGs in the franchise. It was very similar to how they were in Black Ops 2, and I think that's fine. That's good enough. As I mentioned, this is going to be an SMG ruled game for the third or fourth COD in a row, which is not a good thing. Especially with the movement, how everyone has unlimited sprint and we can all jump and sprint on walls. SMGs are just going to be more useful by default because of those special cases in this game. So with the LMG and with the non-fully automatic assault rifles like the Shiva, which we'll showcase in another video, you have to be a lot more defensive than you would be in Black Ops 2 or Ghost or Modern Warfare 3 with your LMGs. Just because the assault rifles and the SMGs are going to be so powerful, the SMGs are going to be the best class of guns in the game, and everyone's going to be moving non-stop, super fast, all the time. And that's not even mentioning all the specialist streaks, which totally throw off the balance and how you approach certain situations within Black Ops 3. But the LMGs, as long as you slow down your game, play it real defensively, and by defensively, I don't mean camping, I don't mean hiding behind an objective or head glitching your ass off. As you can see in this game, I'm moving and I'm playing the objective, because that's what I do. When I play COD, I play the objective. And it doesn't matter what gun I'm using. If I'm using a shotgun, a pistol, an LMG, a sniper rifle, or a riot shield, I'm playing the objective. Unfortunately, there's no riot shield in this game. Obviously, it wouldn't work because everyone could just jump over you and shoot you in the head. But it's it's a shame, but a trade-off that is, you know, something that we can definitely understand. So with the BRM LMG and with the Dingo as well, they handle pretty similarly outside of the fact that they have the fire rate and the damage differences. When it comes to LMGs, and I mentioned the semi-auto assault rifles, just play it real slow. With this game, it's going to be very tempting, especially if you have an assault rifle or an SMG, to just run balls to the wall, be super aggressive, do all the wall running and jumping and bashing into windows. With the LMG, you kind of want to make it, you know, more of a backhanded approach. You want to make your shots count, so you don't want to rush into buildings, rush into doorways. With LMGs, I like using the stock because I like having my gun sights up, since, of course, as an LMG, the ADS time is going to be further, and there's me using my engineer to my advantage, taking out that little Christmas tree explosive. That's another reason why I like using the engineer on an LMG class, is because I'm going to be taking it slow. I'm going to be able to notice those equipment that would have me in a bigger disadvantage if I tripped him with an LMG than if I did with an SMG, for instance, because with an LMG I'm just going to be slower to react, slower to ADS, so if I get shock charged or hit by an IED-esque explosive, I'm going to be at a bigger disadvantage than if I was using another gun. And also I don't have to worry about, you know, footprints being silent, because I'm not going to be moving that much anyway, so I don't need any dead silence or awareness-like perks to lessen my volume or increase their volume, because I'm going to be quite defensive. I want to have my sights up at all times, run the lower kill streaks, you know, get a UAV out there. I'm running the Hellstorm and the I forget what this vulture-esque drone thing is called, but very, very good. A lot better than the drone from Black Ops 2 that was similar in the amount of score that was necessary, but still can be taken out with the EMP or just a full clip of magazine from like an AK-12. A lot of people have trouble hitting it, which is very nice, and it hasn't been hacked. Well, it wasn't hacked in any of my experience. It was better than the bigger skill streaks like the stealth chopper or the gunship. Those could be hacked in half a second, but with this drone, it cannot. And with the engineer, I'm running the EMP grenades, just so whenever I spot them, I could toss them and take them out without giving away my location. It's almost never a good idea to put a suppressor on an LMG, so you want to, you know, if you have the chance to keep yourself off the radar by taking out enemy equipment with the EMP, also, you know, it'll work on Guardians as well, then by all means go for that. I'm going to be using the incendiaries on the LMG classes. That's definitely going to be more fitting to my playstyle. I'm going to be using the incendiary grenades a lot in this game because it helps me be more defensive. It helps me protect objectives as well as capture objectives. As you can see, I'll throw the grenade right on the wall. That way, for like 3 seconds, no one can go through that wall without alerting me with a hit marker. And most people won't run into the fire anyways because they'll get damaged unless they have flak jackets. So, you know, it has its trade-off and its balance. And as you can see here with the BRM, the low recoil, high power, look at the range I'm able to get these pretty quick kills in succession. Unfortunately for the enemy team, the spawns in this game are kind of garbage, so they just keep spawning in my sights, but would definitely recommend the red dot setup on all LMGs as usual. There are really few LMGs in the COD franchise where you could say there isn't a sight necessary. Ones that come, like the LSAT, I guess, would be one of them from Black Ops 2. Or the M60 from Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops 1. You know, the ones that have really solid iron sights that don't kick too much with lower recoil on the RPM, so that, you know, each shot, you know, is going to pack a wallop, so I don't have to worry about, you know, holding down the trigger and getting as much shots downrange as possible. So with the BRM and with the Dingo, definitely recommend the red dot sight. The quick draw, just so I could, you know, try to close that gap between the slow ADS speed in conjunction with the disparity between the LMG speeds and the SMG and assault rifle speeds. So just you have to definitely use at least 2 attachments on an LMG. I would recommend 3 because of how this game handles and how powerful SMGs and assault rifles are. But as you can see, LMGs are useful, once again, just like they were in Black Ops 2. I would probably say, you know, as a guesstimate, they would be on par, just as useful as they were in Black Ops 2. You know, usable, kind of fun, situational, help hold down a position with a huge magazine, but still, you know, going to have a lot of drawbacks to it. You just got to slow down your play style because you aren't going to be able to compete at close range. Keep things at long range, keep them in your favor. Protect objectives, capture objectives, spray when you need to use that suppressive fire at your disposal whenever it is absolutely necessary to keep a position locked down, and you'll end up with a pretty good time here with the LMG. BRM, not too bad, better than the Dingo, I would say. Final score here is 35-12, capping and defending like a do. Top score, it's just whatever. So let me know what you guys thought about the LMGs in Black Ops 3 and which class you would like to me have go over next.